Bienvenue à la centrale téléphonique du Comité international de la Croix-Rouge. Une opératrice va prendre votre appel. Welcome to the telephone switchboard of the International Committee of the Red Cross. An operator will take your call. Bonjour.
Bonjour madame, bonjour. Mon nom c'est Dr David Makongo. J'appelle depuis États-Unis d'Amérique. Vous parlez anglais?
Yes, also no problem.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, madam, like I said, my name is Dr. David Makongo. I'm calling from the U.S. I would like to talk to someone in the office in charge of classifying or defining conflicts.
Clarifying conflicts. What is it concerning about? What conflict is it concerning about?
Yes, it's concerning the conflict in Southern Cameroons between the government of Cameroon and the separatist Ambazonia movement. So I would like to talk to someone in charge of classification or identifying and defining conflicts. I specifically want to know why and when they intend to define or classify this conflict so that it could easily be resolved.
Because ICRC is helping the civilians in the war zones when there are war between two countries. And now I'm trying to just to see, because is it something civilian war, Cameroon?
Yes, actually, it has been 4 years today since the government of Cameroon declared war against the armless people of Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. And this conflict has gained international attention and condemnation. Just recently at the United Nations Security Council, Russia actually evoked the situation, underscoring the need for a roundtable mediated settlement, of which the United States of America had been calling for a long time ago. And last week, the European Union also decried the deplorable human rights situation in Cameroon, and most importantly, the killing of Anglophones and the number of refugees and internally displaced persons increasing. So after I spoke to the Swiss HD, that is the Center for the Resolution of Conflicts, they told me that actually they have also been waiting for the International Committee of the Red Cross to define the conflict in Cameroon, and this was so problematic to me, because unless the conflict is defined, the mediators or the negotiators will not know how to approach the conflict. So I'm very concerned. That's why I'm making this call to the International Committee of the Red Cross.
Just a second, I will try to see if somebody can explain you this in the operation of Africa. In this, there is somebody who is dealing with Cameroon, but I will try to reach out. Just a moment, please.
Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Hello? Hello, yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am, for taking my call. My name is Dr. David Makongo. I am a...
Sorry, I actually believe.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, ma'am, thank you for taking my call. My name is Dr. David Makongo. I am an expert negotiator in mining and oil and gas issues. I'm a consultant, and I'm also a philanthropist, a U.S. citizen based in the United States of America. But I was born in Southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. So the purpose of this call was to find out why the International Committee of the Red Cross is taking so much time before it can define or classify the conflict in Cameroon as an international conflict. Actually, as you may be aware, the Norwegian Refugee Council and also the United States of America, Russia, the EU, they have all decried the deplorable and degenerating situation in Cameroon. We have more than 1 million people, internally displaced. We have more than 50,000 people now living in Nigeria and Ghana as refugees. And we also have more than 15,000 people killed in this conflict. And as you are aware, this is a land dispute between the government of Cameroon and the separatist movement of Ambazonia over the territory of former British Southern Cameroons. And now people are being killed on a daily basis. The Swiss government and the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue had offered to negotiate in this conflict. But up to this moment, they have not had the classification and the definition of this conflict as an international conflict. And this is one of the reasons they have given me why they are delaying to mediate or to negotiate. So my question today is, why is it taking so much time for the International Committee of the Red Cross to define this conflict? When do you intend to define it so that we can save some lives?
Thank you, sir, for your question. My name is Diane Kabea. I'm the operations coordinator working for the Mid-Chad region, including the Republic of Cameroon.
Oh, thank you, madam.
We follow the situation in the northwest and the southwest very closely. As you probably know, we have an office there. We have one office in Bamenda and one in Boya, where our team are currently working. And our purpose is mainly to provide humanitarian assistance. That's the main purpose of our work. And any classification would not preclude that response. Just because ICRC is not classifying a situation does not mean that it would not assist the people who are affected by a situation of violence.
Correct.
That's one thing I can share with you.
Thank you.
The second point I would like to flag is a state or any stakeholder who's taking part to a conflict and classify the situation is not the prerogative of the ICRC. In the case of the situation prevailing in the northwest and the southwest, some stakeholders have classified it. And you can also classify it if you're a legal expert and you believe that you have enough elements to conduct that analysis, you can do it. The reason why ICRC would classify would be mainly to know what the legal framework would apply if we have to engage in a dialogue with the stakeholders, be it the government forces or the separatist groups operating on the ground. It's the only motive that would push us to classify. In the situation of Cameroon, we have not done so because for now we don't see that this would change in any way the humanitarian response that we're providing. You see? You mentioned the humanitarian dialogue who's also involved somehow in the situation in the northwest and the southwest. They have their own process, which should be differentiated from the one of the International Committee of the Red Cross.
Correct.
Our process is mainly humanitarian. Our job, our work is to provide humanitarian assistance, only that. And any political process that comes into play, ICRC cannot be involved in it. That's what I can share with you for now. So I understand that you are interested in knowing what is the reading of the situation by the ICRC. But like I said, this doesn't change anything in the way we want to reach out to the population in need.
Well, thank you. I think your response is very, very clear, and I really appreciate it. But the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, when I asked them this question, I said, hey, what is taking time for you to classify or to define this conflict as a land dispute between the government of Cameroon and the separatist Ambazonian movement over the territory of former British Southern Cameroons? And they said, hey, ask the International Red Cross Committee. They are responsible for this definition, not us. Because I was crossed, why were they referring to the, as mediators? I feel they jumped the gun to refer to the regions as Northwest and Southwest, whereas they understand fully well that this is an arms conflict over this entire territory because of the historic, because of the history, of this territory and the long period of suffering of the people of Southern Cameroon that goes back to 1959. That goes back to 59 years, and under United Nations Resolution 160815 of 21st April 1961. So I was concerned that they're trying to push the responsibility to the Red Cross instead of saying that, giving me a sound and convincing and compelling reason why they have not been able to start the negotiations.
But again, a classification, the way shouldn't be required to initiate any negotiation process. That's not the reason why ICRC would qualify.
Thank you.
And the reason is simply because we are a humanitarian organization, and the main purpose, the main mandate is to assist and protect the civilian population. Our legal analysis help us in the way we can address the situation with stakeholders, but it's not aimed to support any political process.
I understand.
And again, courts have classified situations. You take international tribunals, they classify. You take think tanks or NGOs, they also classify. The classification is a legal opinion, but it doesn't impact, it doesn't influence the rationale of ICRC providing the assistance.
Correct. And is there any way possible that one can get your opinion with regards to classification?
Unfortunately, we don't share it because it's an internal analysis that we do for internal purposes. In some instances where we had done such classification, we shared it when we felt that it was improving our access to the civilian population, or it was improving the behavior of the authorities or the stakeholders towards the civilian population. That's the only motive that would incline us to share such analysis. In the case of the Northwest or the Southwest, we don't see the added value of disclosing it. First of all, because it's an internal document, and for now, we don't see the need to disclose it, be it with separatist groups or with the government of Cameroon.
Venu à la